Alright, so first off, we have to stop the Gaka from calling Hennessy.
Can't let these crooks call us in or I'm finished.
Hennessy, come in! Stupid. What's the damn frequency?
What's interesting about this is that Jack Slate continues to think of these guys as bad cops rather than just cops. But the city he lives in, all of the cops are corrupt. I mean, literally, the moment he thought his, Oh, whoops, thanks everybody. Thanks everybody. Like, Jack is referring to them as criminals and bad cops, but, like, when he was a cop, he was fine with killing people.
Hennessy, come in!
Killing people because he was angry with them. Like, he didn't go to,
Sorry, pal.
he didn't go to Augie Blatz's place to arrest him. He certainly killed a lot of people on the way in, and a ton more on the way back out. Like, he was completely fine with using his authority as a police officer to murder people that he had a grudge against. And I'm not saying that that isn't morally better than murdering people because you're being paid to do it. Obviously it is. But it's on a sliding scale. He's not a great guy, is my point. Okay, I gotta get rid of all the bullets in this 45. It is not the kind of thing you want to use in a duel with stormtroopers. There we go. Sorry. Yes, that was my last bullet. Okay. No! Stop doing the ugly one.
On Discord, Coffee? I did not see that.
Boom.
Where did you post them?
Ah, there
Or
it is.
send them to me?
Where's the last guy? Of course you can, Queen. You're here first. You can grab the Cookie Monster gas.
Nice job, Queen.
Excellent work.
And of course we're doing the plushie can.
Oh, we will be very soon. Yes. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, man. Alright. You go. Dive, my friends. Alright, so how do I... Ah, crap.
Damn it, they're going for the radios and the squad cars. Can't let them reach Hennessy.
Puppet's getting their guess in early too. Maple Moose.
Okay.
Nice memory about Maple Moose.
Everybody loves Maple Moose.
Oh.
Stupid. What's the damn frequency?
See, the fun part about this this part of the game is that, like, literally, this was 2002, so Dick Hennessy just doesn't have a cell phone. The only way they can try to contact him is via police radios. And I don't know where he is that it's this hard for him to be reached, but he should be more careful. Is my point.
He's mine.
Seriously? How many of these guys are there? Okay, he has a heavy machine gun. Oh. Okay. Stop doing that! Like, what is the point of having all of these disarms if you're just going to do that neck break disarm over and over again? Ugh. One of the worst parts about this game. Okay, Queen. You are locked into that guess. Alright. Boom. Yes, I've already been briefed on the Discord situation by my lady here, so... we're good. Boom. Weird that you could only unlock that door from the radio room, but I guess it's a security measure. Oh, right, the M60! It's so weird that every time you change rooms, you lose all of your guns. I do have the... No, did I set them to automatic or manual? Good question, Brian. Let's check. Disarms. There. Now maybe we'll finally get some more. I guess I'm not I didn't have this set to manual, and I was trying to push the button, like the direction and the button at the same time the way I'm supposed to, but nothing was happening. So maybe if I set it to automatic. Well, let's check. It's such a fun one. Also, it's named after Rolling Thunder, a popular video game. Oh, right. You can't do takedowns on... Oh, crap.
I haven't really watched enough Jolly 3 Coffee to have a favorite character.
Boom. Yeah, you can't do takedowns on staircases because of, you know...
Unfortunately, it does a lot of light flashing, and I was having a lot of migraine symptoms in the last bit,
Brian.
So I haven't been able to watch or even play Jolly 3 because, you know, the flashing lights were really driving me crazy.
Gotcha.
I gotta find Hennessy's stash before his crew gets back here.
I've got to find Hennessy's stash before his crew gets back here. Who do you think you're shooting, Jack?
Take him out.
Do you think this is not Hennessy's crew? Okay, well, this is annoying. Thank
Hello,
you.
Justin.
Ow! Weirdly difficult. I set it to automatic and he's still doing the neck break animation. Come on, game. Get it together. Ugh. Shooting range. Nice. And I can't go. So theoretically, he should be down this way based on the fact that he was shooting at me. No, I was wrong. Unless he moved, which is just as likely, I guess. Now for another reveal for Jack. The dumbest guy in the world.
Yeah, when he's been playing
Jolly 3.
Jolly 3, thank you. I haven't really been looking at the screen, so I don't really know what it is.
You have to understand, all Five Nights at Freddy's style games are basically the worst possible thing for people who are photosensitive. Like, each one of them is worse than the last. Flashing lights, sudden changes in focus. It's a nightmare for them. So obviously she's never going to play one or watch one I play.
So I honestly, like, I'd have to see images of what they look like.
I don't know,
have
Coffee.
Honestly, no idea.
Seriously, I don't have the key card. There's nobody left to shoot. What do I
Well,
do?
here's the
keyboard
maintenance
seems to be
room, but it's
working.
locked. Gonna have to find a
Boom.
spare key.
Okay. Nope, got plenty of ammo. Ah, there we go. Oh, no, wait. Is this the way I came in? This is the way I came in. Ah, of course. The briefing. Makes perfect sense that they would just be hanging out in here waiting for me to show up and start shooting. God, I love that puppy. He's so cute, and he loves murder so much. How could you not adore this pupper? Uh-oh. Okay. No problem. See? Every single time. I turn on the things, I turn off the things. The disarms that are supposed to make this game unique and wonderful and violent just don't happen. Like, oh, well, you were standing too close to a wall. Then cheat me away from the wall. Do you think I care if you moved me 6 feet in one direction or another? If I got to see an awesome execution? Get it together, Andre. I'm speaking to you, Andre Emerson, creator of this video. I saw your tweet about that, about another game Flint Dill wrote, Brian, and the fact is, Flint Dill, or Dill, I don't know how to say his name, wrote, like, 25 video games, most of which are fine. The issues with this one are entirely down to Andre Emerson. He is, yeah, this one is silly, and it's campy, and the writer was just following Andre Emerson's instructions on tone. And that's why we ended up this way. That's why none of Flint Dill's other work is as bonkers as this, because he wasn't the bonkers one on the team. And it's why I'm sure that, despite the fact that an Emmy Award-winning screenwriter wrote the screenplay, Oscar-nominated screenwriter, because he's the guy who wrote 8 Mile. Oh, no, not 8 Mile. Get Rich or Die Trying. Right, wrote that one. That's why he also worked on
Which one's Get Rich or Die Trying?
50 Cent's movie.
There we go. With the power cut to the basement doors, they ought to swing right open.
Just didn't remember the title of it.
It's okay. There's no reason you should. It's not like it was your favorite movie of that year, was it?
It was good.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. And he's good in it. But, it's not like everyone's like, oh, hey, remember the definitive movie, Get Rich or Die Trying? That's just not how people feel about that movie.
Do you know what I miss?
How could I possibly?
I miss Turner Classic Movies, like having cable and just being able to see classic movies, and some of them being like mediocre movies that were just like
That's
fun
true,
to
Coffee.
watch. I miss that film knowledge that you would get.
Yeah.
Because they went all the way up to the 80s at the end there.
They did. It was great. Okay, that's
I know
the
they still
briefing
exist,
room.
but
That's storage.
don't
Okay,
have
now I go to storage. Hey, Kayla Roo, what's up? Alright, let's go down to the basement. Deal with these guys.
Hey, Kangaroo!
Whoa!
Ugh, that's the worst type of ball. It's enough to drive you natty. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, that was embarrassing for everyone. What's that? I made it to the basement. I wonder what's down here. Wink.
As someone who has a great, what's the word for it? Undying love for camp, I approve of campy.
Oh, totally. Campy's the best. That's true. I mean, all of his work on 80s cartoons has an element of camp to it. I would agree with that. It's just, this is a whole other level that is not representative
Holy
of the rest
crap,
of his
I
career.
remember Bigfoot and the Muscle Machines.
See? There you go.
Yeah. Again, fan of camp.
What the? Lasers?
I mean, the filmmaker I would most one of the filmmakers I would most fangirl out about meeting is John Waters.
Oh, he was the best.
Someone
I know he had to stop because, no one's looking to invest in that kind of movie anymore, but... Oh, this is so much fun.
Yeah, someone I follow on Instagram for vintage fashion shared a picture a while back of the time she met John Waters, and I was like, I would share this every day. Remember that time I met John Waters?
Oh, I have no intention of it, Coffee.
Happy Tree Friends?
Yeah, it's just a gross animal thing.
Ah. I'm not really such a fan of
He's
it.
over here!
Like,
Yeah, I know. That's
like
why I said I wouldn't recommend it to
ultra-violence
you.
in like an action movie or something like that, done well, sure.
Obviously. Dude tried to hit me while I was busy killing somebody else. Sorry, Gak. But Jack is here. Alright, let's do it.
This was it. This
The
is where
twist.
Hennessy kept his treasure cleverly disguised as criminal evidence.
That would have been amazing,
You know
Brian.
civilization is collapsing when there's nobody policing the police. This city is rotting from the inside out.
What?
I'd seen those masks before, in the cemetery and at the pier. Now I knew how
That's
I'd been
true,
blasting. Gak boys in disguise. Hennessy had been trying to kill me since I escaped the chair. This looked like what I came for, and more. I'm sure if I stuck around long enough, I'd find all sorts of bad voodoo that could take Hennessy to his grave. But this would be plenty. And it wouldn't be much longer before Hennessy's posse realized I wasn't at the prison anymore. Taking Hennessy down was certainly a priority, but I couldn't
Good night,
help but
Aaron.
feel wrong about giving Pinnacle a clean record to work
Good
off of.
night.
Maybe I could kill two birds with one stone. Gloria, it's Jack. I think I've got something you'd be very interested in seeing.
Aww.
All units, report.
Now we just have to make good our escape.
Looks like I got company. Time to get the hell out of here.
Alright. Whoa, dude, not cool. You forgot I had a popper on my side, didn't you? Well, that's on you. And I also have a giant automatic shotgun. The wonderful jackhammer. Get it? Because he's named Jack? No? Who's also prominently featured in the game, Max Payne. It's a popular video game gun generally. But these are two of the most famous appearances of it in video games. Okay.
Hello, Horror King!
Nice. Ah! Alright. Back to the cemetery, everyone.
Jack, I hadn't heard from you and started to worry.
I'm fine. Here, this is all the dirt you need to see Pinnacle get beaten down. First in the election, then maybe in a prison yard if we're lucky.
You know, when I hired your father to dig that up, I had no idea how serious things were going to get.
Yeah, we'll take this to the press.
that
or
was
whatever,
weird.
but don't take it to the police. They're
Something
in on it.
appeared and disappeared in the background.
Whoa, what is this?
Horror King's telling
What are you
you
doing?
have to check your
Pinnacle said he'd
DMs
kill
later.
me
Will
if I
do,
didn't
Horror King.
cooperate. I'm sorry, Jack, but I'm pulling out of the election.
But you got him by the balls. The information in that bundle
Will
could...
get me killed. I don't know how you can live day to day in the face of fear, but I don't have your kind of stamina. I thought by surrounding myself in a public office with people fighting by my side, I could battle the corruption, but not alone.
Gloria,
Oh, the old I got shot face.
Wow, what a big baby. Who'd vote for her anyway, huh?
Hildy, what are you... Where were you? Are you
Oh.
okay?
Are you kidding? I'm fine.
Adorbs.
I'm set. Finally.
What are you...
The Hook said this stuff was worth a
Gotcha,
lot.
Horror King, I'll
Promised me
check
a small
that.
fortune if I got it for him. And God knows I got bills. Sorry, Jack. Just let me do this.
But what about... I thought when this was over we could...
There is no we, Jack. Your father was
Damn.
killed. I felt bad for you. You were hurt. I helped you out. I'm flattered you thought about me that way, but... Well, you shouldn't.
You're saying you'd shoot me?
Let's not find out. Look, I've
Damn.
been struggling my entire life. I can't even hang on to a lousy job for more than a couple of weeks. You actually think I could live on a cop's salary?
I don't know,
Sitting by
Puppet.
the phone every night, waiting for that call from the captain telling me I'm on my own again? Please. Just stay out of this, Jack. For your own sake.
Damn. I assume that was Gloria's car
She
he
didn't
stole.
look the same. I don't know what Fahook did to her, but she wasn't the girl I always admired from afar anymore. I guess it took her pointing a gun at me to notice that part of her I subconsciously ignored. I guess the Hildy I knew never existed. She was just a character played by a desperate actress, and I wasn't buying it. Chances were, she was headed for her final curtain.
Oh,
I
he's
followed
so
her all the
bad
way
at
out
being
to
a
an
hard-boiled
ordinary
detective.
place. One of those
This is why I
places
love
that had
him.
been shut down by Congress and left moldering in the fog. It looked like Fahook was getting out
Gotcha,
of the country for a
Horgan.
while until things cooled down. I doubt Hildy had any idea what she was getting herself involved in. She was in way over her head this time, and despite everything, I couldn't just let her walk in there like a lamb to slaughter.
Aw, Jack. You're trying to do the right thing, but you're not good at it. Although you being bad at things is one of the reasons we find you so charming and likable. Ah, gotcha. Queen of the Night. Boom. Excellent work, Jack. No one will ever see you there. Wink.
Hey, who is that? Yeah, I don't know, but Fahook said to let her in and lock the door behind her. Dude, she was hot. Tell me about it. You should see her on stage.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Why
I
does
gotta
he have a
get to
sniper
Hildy
rifle
fast.
now? It's true. He is He's a guy who never stops believing in the best of people, no matter how frequently that goes badly for him. And it is very frequent. He's a wonderful character. He's kind of slow-witted and always uses violence to solve his problems. It's so charming. Seriously though, Jack Slate, you're the best. Also, I got to do one of those, so that was nice. But yes, that's one of my favorite, what I call the fastest continuity error in the history of fiction. Where the one guy says, "Who was that?" And the second guy says, "I don't know, but Pinnacle told me to let her in, so I did." And then the first guy says, "Wow, she looks, I don't know, something about her attractiveness." And then the second guy says, "Yeah, you think? You should see her on stage," referencing her time working as a stripper 6 months earlier. I'm like, literally one line ago you said you didn't know who that was. What is wrong with you? Oh, it's so good. Pupper! Why is my pupper not attacking? Oh, I haven't recharged yet. Sorry. Damn! That's a fun one. Yeah, dual 50 caliber pistols are very effective in this. I wouldn't say surprisingly so, because they're dual 50 caliber pistols. You know, very fun.
My day was good, Queen of the Night. How was your day?
Fantastic. Oh, I didn't see that. It went great. No complaints.
I think he usually streams around 5 p.m. like our time, like Eastern, so...
What's
5 to
this?
6.
Voice clearance? Maybe I can force one of these crummy thugs to speak into the mic. Maybe I should try one of those bananas.
Maybe I should try one of those bananas. Oof. Oh, good, more helicopters. Exactly what this game needed. So where's the rocket launcher?
I mean, I'm tired because secret time change. Oh, screw my brain.
Hey, buddy.
This time.
I'm kidding, we're just gonna leave. Hopefully I can get over there
I
without this
literally
thing
walked
killing
out
me.
of work and it was sunny out, and I was like, "What fresh hell is this? It's not supposed. The sun's not supposed to be up at this time." So confused. And some might say it's nice to see the sun, and I would say I thought I was leaving work early.
Damn right. Get away from me, you freaks!
Time for a little karaoke,
Unit
asshole.
117 Alpha 92 reporting.
Okay, good. Now to just execute you.
That ought to do it.
Terrible person.
Now I can get out of here.
And we can flee. We can flee. Where's the flee button? Oh, it's over there. Right, yes. I forgot where the flee button was. Whoops. You do, Hurricane. Yeah, that's another line I would love to ask him about. You're right.
Hurricane Marissa was asking when you stream. I was estimating what time you stream.
Yeah, so I don't know. Marissa's in Utah. I think that's mountain time, so that'd be like 3 p.m. If I'm right about Utah being mountain time. Which I think I am.
That's
See you later, guys.
coincidentally my assistant that I work with, my coworker.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. Has been sick as well, so I'm really happy she's feeling better. She's back tomorrow, which is great because I've been doing both my job and her job all week, like for the last about week.
So we are now going to take a break because we've started off arguably. I mean, it's arguable which one is longer, this one or full.
Oh, you're right.
It's arguable which one is longer. This one or that endless level where you go back to the prison and run around over and over again. Oh god, or maybe chapter 8. Oh no, that is chapter 8. Because 9 is billion. Oh no, chapter 8 is the docks. The docks are likely the longest level in the game. You could make an argument that this is also the longest level.
It's a flaw in the emulator theory. It's something to do with the programming.
Yeah, it's very frustrating.
That's
As
why
you can
he's
see.
very frustrated about it. It keeps happening every now and again.
Only when we're outdoors, strangely.
It is raining again. That seems to be also...
Raining also seems to trigger it, you're right. Most of the time. Once we're playing, actually on the Xbox 360 with Dead to Rights 2, 3, 4, however you want to call it. Because, of course, the actual Dead to Rights 2 is complete. Boom! We should be able to have no further technical issues. And yes, I'm going to go out and buy an Xbox so we can actually play Dead to Rights 2 on Xbox technology. I just have to find an Xbox to buy, which is, you know, proving... they didn't have any regular ones. They had weird... there we go. Let's hit save. Perfect. They had weird... they had a crystal one, which was neat.
Oh, I remember that one.
But I'm not looking to pay $160 for an Xbox. All right, so yeah, we will see you back in the next item on the playlist for the end of William Pinnacle. But until then, I'm going to say that's right. Au revoir.